Okay, great. So the first thing you'll be doing today or interacting with are mobile prototypes. And so these mobile prototypes are designed to kind of be an election manager app,
Mhm.
right? So this kind of help people get, keep on track keep on top of election deadlines and things like that, and actions, and also kind of give them election information. So this is the first prototype. And for this particular prototype, we're going to begin by asking you to find your polling place and then navigate to it in like a map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, in the general
In
election.
the general election.
So whenever you're ready, feel free to play around with. Feel free to say your thoughts as you're going about.
Okay. So since it's the general election, I'm going to click on the general button. And then where? Okay. This is my polling place, and then get directions. So I can navigate to that. Is that good?
Yep, that's it.
I did it.
What did you think? Any problems?
That was very straightforward.
Very straightforward.
Yeah. The only thing was I was like, just because I wasn't like familiar with the thing.
Yeah.
The buttons were like, they were a little small, so I was like, oh crap, I can't really
Oh, okay.
see what to do. I mean, go back to the. Is there like a? Cool. I like the back button.
If you go back to general, you can talk. We can go back to it and see what you.
Okay.
So what was something?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? No, I mean, I think that makes sense. I don't think it should be any bigger. Like that wouldn't help out very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first thing.
Yeah.
Great. So the next thing we're going to ask you to do for this one is to go to this is a two-part task. But for this
Mhm.
first part, the next task is to go to the notifications page and kind of just explore and change your notification settings.
Oh, okay.
So if you'd like to.
Okay, so notifications. So I'm gonna go back. Does this scroll?
It does not.
Does not. Okay. So there's a bell. So that's probably notifications. All right. So here are. Oh, okay. So notifications by email. A notification. Okay, so I have it set up so that I'll get an email for when I should register and an email for when I should submit a ballot. And then I can get text for that as well, and then also a text for news. So I'll just.
Unfortunately, it's static, but.
Darn.
But I mean, yeah, you can.
But I'll just set up all of
imagine.
them
Yeah,
because
it works.
I'll probably need it for text.
Okay. And then, if you don't mind, could you click the calendar button on the register and just kind of explore what that is?
Oh, okay. So it'll remind you weekly and daily and whatnot, and then you can save it and play back.
So for this particular part, did you have any issues or problems or things you liked or didn't like or anything?
So if you were to select one of these radio boxes, or I can't remember what they're called. Check boxes, yeah.
Yeah.
Will this thing pop up how often it'll?
No, it only pops up if you click it.
Okay, so.
Did the calendar button make sense, or would you have preferred a different icon for that? Like if I hadn't told you to click on the calendar button, what would you have thought that icon does?
Maybe tell you. Yeah, actually, no. That's the only thing I can think of. Like having it set up for like a timely. Reminder.
Okay, so then there was no issue. There was no concerns about that.
No.
Okay, great. Any other comments about this? Don't worry, we'll come back to this again.
Okay.
Okay, so then finally for the second part of this task, we're going to actually ask that you check your notifications history page to kind of just get us to see sort of all the notifications that you might have gotten over time.
Okay. So history, because I got a clock on it. Oh, cool. Notification history. What else am I supposed to do?
No, that's it.
Okay.
But I mean, looking at this page, is there anything you like or don't like?
I would have assumed that it would have been under the notification button itself.
Okay.
Yeah. Or notification history, and that this history thing would be, I don't know, like a timeline of news or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now since you said that, can you go back to the notification page? So if you go there, where would you see that page be?
So I would see this being under settings. You would have its own, like, kind of like how iPhone, just like the general thing, you have the setting guy, and then you have several different options that you can set in there.
Oh, okay. So in other words,
So this would have,
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So it would have its own, like, little button that you could press, and then you would enter into that.
Oh, okay. So notification settings goes into history. History goes into notifications bell or something. Have its own separate spot.
Yeah.
Or would you?
Okay. So what I would have would be just 4 buttons down here. Wait, there's 5. And then have this one go to the notifications history.
Okay.
And have the settings for the notifications go underneath the little gear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have any other comments, or at least like first pass comments about this mobile app? If not, we'll move on.
Okay. No, it seems pretty straightforward. So.
Okay. So in that case, what we'll have you do is just have you fill out this. Make sure it's the right one. Yeah. Yeah. So just a couple questions about this first prototype. You'll notice this why and why not. They can be like a sentence or two, even just a couple phrase words. So however much detail you want to give.
My handwriting sucks. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. That's why we have audio recording as well.
Yeah.
Is your phone recording too?
Yeah, my recorder is running out of time, memory, and so I was a little afraid I might run out of everything, and just in case.
That's fair.
Okay.
All good. Thank you very much. Great. So yeah. So now we're going to move on to the next mobile app. So there we go. So as before, this app is designed to get manage election information. And so for this first one, the first task as before is to get directions to your polling place. So whenever you're ready to begin, go for it.
Okay. Well, this one explicitly says polling location. I'm gonna click there. And it's the same thing as before, so I'm just click on get directions. Alright.
How was that?
That was very straightforward as well. I think they were both really easy. That was maybe easier just because it was really explicit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now if you'd like to go back.
That's
Alright.
also easy.
So the next thing we're going to ask is again, it's kind of two-parted, is to first change the notification settings on this.
Okay. Home. Ah, okay. So, Notifications. Hey, look at that. Underneath the gear is a notifications button. And I can set up. Oh, cool. So, clicking on one of the slider buttons opens up more specific things that you can get via text. Although it seems like there's less options than the last one, so maybe that would be.
Some of these are static, so you have.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can try and keep playing around.
Reset?
You can keep playing around. Maybe
Ah, edit frequency. Oh, okay, I see. Let me try that.
Oh,
again.
it's all the button. You can find that. It's fine.
Okay, so
I think don't worry about that.
right,
top
yeah,
button.
yeah, yeah. No, it doesn't work. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So if you go back to the edit frequency page, just stay on there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So just looking at that, do you have any comments or questions or things you get, things you don't get?
Yeah,
Things
no,
like-
I like this. It seems. The only problem I thought was that it's kind of buried. Like you have to go through
Mm-hmm.
several layers just to get down to it. And if you didn't really know what you wanted to change, like it'd be kind of didn't really know where to look for it. Maybe
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Okay. And then so now that you have that, you can put the save button, I guess, or go back, and then if you could go to your history page, and just take a look at your notification history.
Ooh, very detailed. Okay, so I went. Let me just go through my thought. So I was on the notifications page, and then there's a thing that says history, so I clicked on that, and there I am.
Okay. And how was that? Pretty straightforward, or
Yeah, pretty
okay.
straightforward. The only thing I would have to say is that it's weird that you have to go all the way. You have to find it under the settings itself. Where else would you have notifications?
Well, where would you like to have notifications?
Maybe have the gearbox go to the left next to the election page, and then have like a little notification bubble thing there. So you can.
You have the bell on the other end.
What's that?
So we have the bell on the other app, for example.
Yes.
Okay, so you would say that you want to have sort of you want to have direct access to notifications.
Yeah, to notifications, and then separate access to the settings for the notifications.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. I got confused. So what you're saying is you found it weird that history itself was buried under settings.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you found it weird that notifications itself was buried under settings. But you mean, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. You want history.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Which would also have like the most recent
Yeah.
notifications like that. Yeah.
Okay, but if you wanted to change the settings, you would go
Yeah.
to settings.
Yes.
Got it. I also noticed for a second that you hesitated when you were going from the election page. So one thing that's a little different about this app, right, is that the election page is like a special page that only appears on election day.
Yeah.
Kind of a different interface. But I noticed that you hesitated a little bit to kind of, when you were going from the election page to this page.
Yeah, can
Yeah, you can
So-
go
no,
back.
this one.
Yeah.
we? Alright, so the only reason I hesitated was that this was the home page, and it was the first thing I saw, so I wasn't sure. Oh no, where do I click to get back home? And then I saw it down home.
Okay, so
yeah.
so once you saw home, was it pretty clear how to
Yeah.
use it? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you have wanted, I mean, given that it's election day, would you have wanted that notifications history to be also present there?
Oh, like another little button. here.
Or maybe, or even just like a little tile that they can see, like. so
Yeah.
you-
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, just to have unlimited access to the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless you're in settings, because
Yeah.
it on there.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, again, there's no right or wrong answer, just getting your preferences, so
Yep.
to speak. Okay, so in that case, if you'd like to grab that top survey for us again and just fill it out, that'd be great.
It seems like a lot of work for a class. Like you spend an entire day in here.
We'll talk after this application.
Sorry.
Thank you. And then finally, just as a final, like there's no whys here, but just as a final thing about like just comparison preferences about the two prototypes that you just played with, or interacted with. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so there's this one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the web app. And so the web app is slightly different from the mobile app. So in this particular case, the web app is designed to give users more information about important, relevant election topics or issues. And in this particular case, our focus will be on voter ID laws across different states.
Okay.
And so the first thing we're going to ask you to do is to find information about voter ID laws in the state of Maryland. So if you want to, just go ahead and try and complete that task and, give us your thought process. But, that'd be great.
Okay, so we have a timeline of different or different ID acts that were done by states. But there's one about Maryland, so I'll click on that one. Okay. And here's the information about Maryland's voter ID laws.
So that is a specific law.
Oh, okay.
But that's, but yeah.
Maybe more information? Oh no. Okay, so maybe I'll go back. That didn't seem like relevant. Okay. So what if I went? Oh, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so once you click on a specific law, you can find out more information about the state. And here is the current voter ID law. Is this
Yep, that's
what
it.
you're looking for? Okay.
It looked like there was, but it looked like while you were doing it, there was a little bit of confusion. So I'm curious to know about like what things were confusing, right? Or
So from this page, it doesn't seem like the emphasis is really on the state itself. It's more on the law, which I guess may be what the idea was behind it. I wasn't entirely clear. I may have missed that at the beginning. But once you clicked on the law, it I guess I was still confused that it may still have more something to do with this timeline than the actual state. But then once you click on more information, it seemed to be pretty easy to find where I wanted.
I guess going back to sort of how you talked about notifications, is there a way you would have designed it differently, or?
Well, I guess so. What is this first page supposed to be again? Like, oh, sorry.
So this first page is just an idea of like the timeline of different voting ID laws
Okay.
that have been passed across different states in the United States, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe what I would have had would have been something like a map of the U.S. with clickable like states or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first task. So then the second task is, now that you've found the voter ID law information about Maryland, we'd like you to share it. And so it might be easier to kind of go back to the previous page that you were on.
Okay. So I went back to the previous page where I found the voter ID law, and there is a little share button. I'm gonna click on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Share the information with your friends on Facebook.
On Facebook. Okay. So I clicked on the universal share notification or like button, and underneath it, or it popped out a bunch of different icons for the different social media sites, and I clicked on Facebook.
Oh, keep going. Sorry, it's not done.
Oh, okay. So you log in and so there's a site which doesn't seem to be have to do much with going on Facebook or anything like that. Well, I guess it makes sense because it's sharing. Okay, cool. So if I click on get involved, okay, so it's talking about how you can advocate as a voter for yourself through different organizations. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yep.
Okay, any comments about the whole process, or things that you like, things that you didn't like about how this was set up? Or how you would make it different?
I maybe would have had that be like kind of like a floating message on like on top of the, with this kind of grayed out in the background, and just have the message in front of it, just so
Okay.
they would know they're still on the right site.
Oh, okay.
Because once it goes to Facebook, it comes back and it's just a blank screen.
Oh, okay.
Something you
Mm-hmm.
can't really tell. Like at
Are
least
you talking about the message that comes up when you click
yeah.
after this?
After
You're
this,
talking about
yeah.
message?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that was the web app number
Okay.
one. So again, you probably know what's coming.
Oh, I always write the UI thing. How easy I thought it was, but I guess it's relevant.
Yeah.
So
You can always move an arrow down.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't. Okay, thank you. Okay, and now we have one more prototype.
This one?
Yep, next, yep, we got, so again, that's why I was
Gee,
trying
look
hard.
at that.
I was trying to write. So in this particular one, again, as before, we're gonna begin by if you could find more voter ID law information for the state of Maryland.
All right, so there's a big map like I like. Also, this is kind of interesting. You can see a lot more information, about different severity of ID laws across the country, and I like that. That's good. That's interesting. But it's really easy to find Maryland. Maryland's right over here, off to the side. I'm gonna click on it. All right. Info. Voter ID requirements. There we go. Big bubble. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
So one thing that you can't see because of the way Balsamic is set up is that what we originally conceived was that when you go over the bubble, when you hover over it, it would actually get bigger.
Oh,
Does
okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference or between the clicking versus the hovering?
Oh. Yeah. Let me try that again. How do I get back? There we go. So if I just hovered over it, this thing would.
Yeah.
So you have to do the other page.
Yeah, hovering would be nice too. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any preferences on how the bubbles are laid out? Do you have any issues or preferences on how the bubbles are laid out? Do they make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, if you don't have any other things about this, if you could now share the voter ID requirements with your friends on Facebook.
Hmm. There's not like an explicit button this time, but there's a get involved button. Contact web share. Okay, cool. And then I want to share on Facebook. Share completed. Boom. Nice. Makes sense.
Can you click one more time for us?
Yeah.
I see. I think there was. I think there was. Back.
Yeah, you have to use back on the actual browser.
Okay, so there was. I think we have. There was. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a. We had an. I mean, it's the same thing. You can. Click
Oh, I see the
It's the
background's
background.
different.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so before there was an issue, but if you click on it now.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, it just. I mean, what happened? There was a. I guess. There was a. Yeah.
One of the links was
One of the links
not
was
updated.
yeah, one of the links was not updated
Sure.
correctly. But I mean, now that you saw this new version, how does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to take that. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, you can fill that one out. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop this. This is done.
right.